learned people, it's for everybody. We need to integrate this into our consciousness from now and try to increase the method through which we tell more people about it. We need to sensitize the public about this sustainable e-commerce. Now, some of the challenges of e-commerce include increased packaging waste, such as polyethylene waste, and so on and so forth. Unlike the traditional days when we just go to a particular shop or go to the market, for example, if we want to get Coke, some maybe 10 or 15 years ago, our Coke was in a bottle, or 20 years ago, our Coke was in a bottle. And if you want to get Coke, you can easily just get Coke, drink it, or maybe take it home or pour it into something. Unlike now, when we have e-commerce, when if you want to order for Coke now, nobody's going to bring um, nobody's going to bring bottle to you. What they're going to be bringing to you is the plastic bottle. But this is one of the challenges that we are facing, especially as regards our environment. How do we manage this plastic waste to ensure that they don't cause problems for us and our society? You can see there are so many issues surrounding plastic waste management, disposal, and recycling of this plastic waste because they are not easily biodegradable. This is one of the reasons why e-commerce, as good as it is, it has also created another problem of managing our waste. Another very important challenge of e-commerce, or another challenge that has arisen from e-commerce, is carbon emissions. Carbon emissions. It means that we have increased emissions of greenhouse gases in the environment due to shipping both locally and internationally. For example, within the space of a week, there are so many ships from international countries that move from one place to another, bringing in new goods. Because there is a whole lot of things that people order online now. Unlike before, traditionally, before maybe one single um, ship, one single ship would bring a lot of items or few ships. But now the ships have increased. Also, even the air cargo has also increased because of increased demand for foreign things and increased demand for different things online, brought about by this e-commerce. There are so many e-commerce websites which many of us are familiar with, like Alibaba, AliExpress, Jumia, and so on and so forth. Another very important challenge is the paperwork, the receipts, the invoices. At least after purchasing an item, the papers, the receipts, the printing ink, and so many other things that we integrate into ensuring that we translate that traditional commercial activities or traditional market to the regular market, to the internet, has now posed a challenge to us because there's a lot of paperwork involved at this stage because of future issues. For example, when there's usually a warranty paper attached to most of the items that are being bought online today. Unlike traditionally, when one can just go to the market and purchase whatever they want to purchase, and most likely you get a receipt. But now, because of returning a damaged item or damaged goods, there are there's an increase in paperwork. Now, this is a chart that is showing the greenhouse gas emissions based on the source. Now, based on this chart out here, the e-commerce has contributed to the biggest problem for e-commerce is packaging problem. From this chart, we have 45% of greenhouse gas emissions have been from packaging, especially from our e-commerce. But traditionally, most of the greenhouse gases have been from the transport. while we have 25% from returns. That is, people are more likely to return the faulty item when they are purchased online. Most times we get to see what we want to buy when when we go to the market, we'll be able to see and feel it and be sure that this quality is what we want to get. We can compare that to the one in traditional retail, where we have just 7% of returns causing greenhouse gas emissions. This means that when somebody purchases something and the person is not satisfied with it, the person returns the item, and that movement of returning, the bike will come, or the logistics company will come around, take the item and take it back to the source. That is emission of some other very, very dangerous greenhouse gases that is depleting our ozone layer. So from this chart, it is very, very important that we take cognizance of what exactly is posing most of our challenges which comes with e-commerce. Number one, which is the packaging, and the second, which is the returns, the greenhouse gas that is expanded through logistics. Okay, my next slide, this is a nuisance plastic waste in an urban city. This is maybe Lagos, and this is one of the major problems that is faced with science today, because people have shifted from the traditional ways of using maybe a bottle and a bottle and using plastic waste, plastic now, which can pose a lot of problems to us. And please, without wasting much of your time, how do we achieve eco-friendly, sustainable e-commerce? How do we achieve this sustainable e-commerce? How do we improve our environment while ensuring that our commercial activities online is not stopped, or our commercial activities online is not affecting our day-to-day activities, or is not affecting the health of our planet? Because whether we like it or not, all these things play huge role in the health of this planet. If the plastic waste is too much, or if we don't adopt this sustainable e-commerce practice now, it will lead to future problems that we may not be able to contain effectively. So one of the very important, I will be taking you through different means which can be used to achieve eco-friendly, sustainable e-commerce in our businesses. Number one, we need to follow sustainable e-commerce roadmap to improve eco-friendly practices and to integrate environmental, social, and economic friendly practices in e-commerce. I'll be breaking that down in the next slides. So this is a sustainable e-commerce roadmap. First, you need to measure friendly, regardless of the price. So another very important way is to prioritize companies with renewable energy sources. What is this renewable energy? Example of renewable energy is this solar. Solar is a very eco-friendly source of energy, whether solar, whether water, whether wind energy. These are renewable sources of energy, rather than using generator that would emit greenhouse gases, that would spoil the environment, or that can even the carbon that is emitted from our generators can even harm humans, can kill. We've had different sources of news. We've had different news on how people have been killed based on after using generator, or the fumes getting to them. Just imagine if those people had used solar, there would have been no casualty. So we should start shifting our focus from using traditional or old or crude methods like generator, and start looking towards getting renewable energy sources like either water, wind, or solar energy, which will not harm our environment. We should also look out for companies that are focused on using our planet. If, for example, on a nylon it is written that dispose this in an incinerator, more people are more likely unlikely problem or challenge of e-commerce is returning of items. For example, most times the item that has been sent down, it is more likely to be returned to achieve our goals. Now, how do we improve on our consumer experience? Which means that we have to start tailoring our advertisements towards customers that love eco-friendly purchases.